The list goes on. Join me now to weigh in, Turning Point USA contributor, town hall columnist, and attorney Erin Elmore. Erin, it's great to see you. Erin, obviously a lot to follow here, but I'm sure you're just as confused as I am after learning what we heard in the third day.
I'm very confused, Stephanie. And as an attorney, I would wonder what this defense attorney's strategy is here. It seems very disjoint, all over the place, and not really directed in any specific way. It's almost like they're throwing A, B, C, D, and E at the wall, just seeing what sticks. So they were in a relationship, but now he wanted to be a security guard, and they were both gay. I mean, I don't know what they are getting at here because the evidence and the case seems very open and shut, black and white. I think it's going to come down to the jury and how they see it. But right now, what can the jury think other than Jussie Smollett is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, what else stands out to you? I kind of pointed out some of the other things that are obviously damning in this case. Number one, there was video apparently of them doing a dress rehearsal of the attack. We also have the checks written out to the brother, $3,500, and that allegedly was to pay for this fake hate crime. And then also, if you just look at the circumstances, this supposedly happened in Chicago around 2 a.m., where Jussie's just casually walking around picking up a Subway sandwich when it's brutally cold outside. And keep in mind, we were originally told that it was like evil, racist, homophobic Trump supporters wearing the MAGA hat that spotted Jussie out and said, you know, they wanted to beat him up because of him being black and gay. And then they said this is MAGA country in Chicago, MAGA country.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty wild.
It makes no sense whatsoever. And there was a subsequent interview where Jussie said, I came for 45, meaning President Trump, pretty hard. Who in Hollywood didn't? By coming after the president, you did not have a target on your back. That's every day in Hollywood. And Chicago is lefter than left. I forget what the percentage that went for Donald Trump in Chicago was. Let's call it between 10, 15. So this is not MAGA country. This is not a place where you see people in red hats. What this was an attempt by Jussie Smollett to regain status on his show Empire and to sort of jumpstart his career in a positive fashion. And now in Hollywood, he's basically persona non grata. So this backfired in a big way.
Yeah, I'm really having a hard time buying that Chicago's, quote, MAGA country. I doubt anyone's even if they are a Trump supporter, do you think they're running around in a MAGA hat at 2 a.m.? That's how you get shot. So again, a lot of us were really skeptical when this story first surfaced. And I've covered a lot of these hate hoaxes over the years. And so anytime you hear about something, you got to pause and listen to the facts and see what's going on. But as evidence and all of these other things started popping up, like, for example, the video of Jussie Smollett, who wore the noose all the way home and like waited for police officers to show up, and they're like, you can actually take that off, sir, if you want. And then there was also video of him too in his apartment building casually carrying his Subway sandwich. So somehow, some way, after this brutal, vicious attack, he had time to like grab his Subway sandwich to take it home.
Right. So you're traumatized by getting allegedly beat up, and yet you have a sandwich in your hand. That's quite interesting. And you did speak about evidence. Both the checks written and those videos showing the dress rehearsal will go into evidence, and the jury will see those. So I think they're very damaging for the defense in this regard, very much so. So this, like I said earlier, I truly don't see this case unless something crazy happens. This is going to be a guilty verdict, and that means that Jussie Smollett could spend time in jail.
Yeah, and then I also mentioned some of the incriminating text messages, if you will, and apparently the dates matter on them. So after this attack, apparently Jussie Smollett sent one of the brothers a text message saying that they didn't do anything wrong, and it says, I know you're 1,000%, and you and your brother did nothing wrong. I'm making this statement so everyone else knows. Please hit me when they let you go. I'm behind you fully. So that was on February 14th of 2019. So if he thought they attacked him, why would he send him that message?
Well, he didn't say that they, but now he's saying they attacked. Right.
Yeah.
So back then he was saying it was white MAGA people. And then he switched the story to them attacking him. But we have the text messaging. I mean, you know what? I just decided while we're talking here, I figured it out. They are trying to confuse the jury. Maybe this jury is going to not know what's going on. That's what the defense strategy is. We just figured it out, you and I, Stephanie. They're just trying to throw anything at the wall to see what sticks. So hopefully the jury just says, not guilty, I guess, because I'm so confused.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's a lot going on here. They took a break today. They're going to resume on Monday, so we'll certainly be following this trial, that's for sure. I want to shift gears here and ask you about your thoughts on Chris Cuomo being indefinitely suspended over at CNN. This, of course, because it turns out that there were text messages suggesting that he was going after some of the accusers of his brother, the former governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, and he's trying to dig up dirt on the accusers, and he lied about that. So it took CNN a while to finally make the move to suspend him.
It did, and I wonder what how long this all took to come out and what they knew and what they didn't know until now. But this is funny because Chris Cuomo would go on air and lambast people for their improper treatment of women and saying that victims should always be believed. Yet what was he doing behind closed doors? And there's been a lot of talk about this on the networks, both conservative and liberal, saying, yeah, he was defending his brother. And you defend your family at all costs. You do defend your family at all costs, but you know what you don't do? You don't lie. You don't lie about it. The biggest offense, other than what he did to these women and victim shamed them and tried to paint them in a negative light, was he lied about it to the American people and to CNN. He said, I wasn't involved. I didn't assist I'm a journalist. And that's the biggest lie, and that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, and so we don't really know for sure when or if Chris Cuomo is coming back. They suggested maybe after the new year. We'll be keeping an eye on it. But it seems like CNN, they're really quick to forgive people. For example, CNN's Jeffrey Toobin, the guy who was caught masturbating on a Zoom call with his female colleagues, they forgave him. So I have a feeling they're probably going to forgive Chris Cuomo, but we'll see. Well, Erin, we're going to leave it here. Thank you so much.